Hey guys, this is Martin. We are in the SQL injection section, and today's lab is SQL injection attack, listing the database contents on Oracle. So it's very similar to what we have done in the previous lab, but this time around it's an Oracle database, and we know there's a login function, so that there must be a table, and there also must be like a column for usernames and for passwords, but we don't know the names, so we are not able to extract this. So first and foremost, before you start out, go over to the SQL injection cheat sheet, and then you can see that if you use Oracle, the syntax is different. So you have like something called all underscore tables if you want to retrieve information from the tables, and then you also have like once you found the table you want to extract information from, you have a command like all underscore tab underscore columns where the table name is that table name you found with the first command, right? Like so. Let's get started here, and we go over to gifts, and I've prepared a couple of statements, a couple of command injection SQL injection statements already. So this is where we're going to work with. So the first one is basically seeing if I can use, so presumably I've already determined that there's two columns, and now in the next step I want to find out whether these two columns basically can hold string data. And I do this, and yes, I confirm this. We have done this numerous times in the previous lab, so I'm not discussing this any further. But the next one basically is I'm going to send this command, which I'm going to put in here in a second. And that's effectively saying union select the table name from all tables, basically. And I input this into my first column and just leave the second one to nil, to blank. I hit send, I send the request, and then you can see here immediately I get all the tables basically. So I get all the table names, and now I need to walk through these table names. What's interesting? So what is interesting to me usually is like something users and roles. So I search for user, maybe, or this one looks much better, like, right? Like, so this is a bit of trial and error and stuff, but this looks like a users table to me, right? I copy this out, and then I say in the next command, union select column name, and then in the first column, the second column I leave blank from all underscore tab underscore columns where the table name equals users, right? Like this is the one I've just found. So I'm sending this out now. So hopefully I can retrieve all the columns now from this specific table. And I go in here, I put that in, and I hit send. And this doesn't work because I need a blank here. And the HTTP 2 I only need once. Okay, like this. And then now I look again for users, and then I see like, hi, here is basically a username column. I need certainly that, right? And I also need something called password column, right? Like username, password. And this is the password column extracted. All right, and this now allows me to basically finalize my final payload, which is select the username. So I want to select the users, and I want to put this into my column 1, and I want to also extract the passwords, and I want to put this into the second column, right, which we identified, and then from this table, from the table we identified in the previous step. So this should be the right syntax now. I take this and copy this in here and hit send, and I get a 200, which is very promising. And down here you can say we were able to successfully exfiltrate the administrator and other user names and the associated passwords. So let's head over to the administrator, to the login panel, and log in as an administrator, and that solves the lab. I hope this makes sense. And once again, this is just from a learning perspective. It's good to learn like this. But in the next couple of labs, we're going to use SQL Map because it speeds up the process and it's more real world, right? It's important to understand what's actually going on behind the scenes. But in order to really use it in practice, you use SQL Map. Okay, and that's it for this section, and I see you in the next one.